I will send you that information and say, this is how you do the training. We're hoping a lot of it now is going to be able to be by live Zoom. The training for going to the registrar's office and watching the ballot processing is an hour online at your leisure. Okay, so it's not going to be real difficult. We probably aren't going to be doing very many actual in-person live trainings that we've normally done. We'll probably try working it out with Zoom, but that plan isn't in place because the legislature's not done passing laws telling us how they're going to hold this election. And since they didn't go back into session when they were supposed to because somebody came down to COVID, they haven't passed that last bill. And until they do, we're just sort of kind of on shifting sands. So if you'll forgive us for not having all the information yet, it's coming. You need to be on the list to get it when we have it. And then the last thing, we are part of an alliance that is election integrity type organizations like ours throughout the country, working in their own states. And we have now formed an alliance so that we can support one another, share best practices, support up and coming organizations in the states that don't yet have them. And we have put together an emergency petition and letter to President Trump. If he knew what we know, there would be things he could do. But he doesn't know what we know. We have 10 years of research, just our organization alone, these other organizations at least that long in their own states. We know how elections are stolen. We know how your vote is manipulated. We know how it's being done, and we know what the plans are for this election. He doesn't know those details because nobody's been able to get to him. This petition is a way for you to go to White House Gov and sign this petition so we can get the 100,000 people nationwide. Talk to everybody you know across the nation to sign this petition. That's one way. The other way is that this letter is trying to making its way to him through other avenues. So whether it's by the petition or the other people that we know who know somebody who knows somebody who knows the president kind of thing, we're hoping this letter gets to him. But we need your signatures. So these are the 4 action items that you need to do today. And then we need you out there during election season, realizing that it isn't the same game we're used to playing at all. And we have to not be naive about that. So thank you very much for letting me take a few minutes of your time here tonight when you came to see something really much more exciting. But I'm hoping to hear from each and every one of you via the website or via my email. And I'm certainly looking forward to working with you and having a team that's going to make a difference in controlling what's going on in at least in San Diego County, which is the 2nd largest county in the state population-wise. So we have, a big role to play, and we want to be fair and honest. I can say that we have a pretty good registrar, and he works very well with us. So we're in better shape than most counties, but we need you. We need your eyes. We need your focus to keep each and every ballot safe. So thanks for that.
They were actually permitted. They were permitted, and then the day before he pulls the permit.
He pulled the permit.
Yeah.
So
Adolf
Newsom pulled the permit on a rally. They show up, and then they come with the SWAT team and push everybody off the Capitol and say you're not allowed to be here. And so it was really starting to escalate. They had pushed them all the way to the sidewalk. It looked like they were going to come down onto the sidewalk and continue to push these people out into the street. And Cordie gets up and he de-escalates the situation by talking from the heart to these men that are in the SWAT gear. And it was...
And there was a lot of profanity after the heart, too. There was some heart.
Let's be honest. But know what it means to be an American and stand up for freedom. And here you are today to tell us more about what you're doing. We're so proud of you and thank you.
First of all, thanks for having me today. It's an honor. It's an absolute honor to be in a room of patriots. You know, I'm blessed and fortunate enough to be able to go to rallies with thousands of people. And every time I get up on stage, I'm almost in tears because you can feel the patriotism. It's palpable, right? It's palpable. And that's what I want my kids to grow up in. Okay, I'm 40 years old. I spent 4 years in the Marine Corps. I'm a doctor. My boys are, one's about to be 4 years old. The other's 18 months. They're two terrorists. They absolutely are. They absolutely are. So God bless you, moms, because moms go to war every day. Every single day. And I'm not saying that, gentlemen, because we're primarily women in the room right now, right? I'm serious. And all you need, if you don't have respect for your wife or a mom, all you need is about an hour with those kids. Can I get an amen? Anybody? Seriously, right? I mean, it's crazy, but it's such an honor to be here. And what I want to talk to you about just real briefly, and I don't know how much time I have, but is the whole idea of what's happening right now in our country. And so many times, you know, I 100%, this is a scamdemic, it's a plandemic, whatever you want to call it. But the other part of this, and it's the three megaphones. It's education, it's media, it's Hollywood. And that right now has shaped the next generation, and some people in this room have been somewhat impacted and shaped by that. And that's the biggest narrative that we need to change going forward, because the mind control of how many people are walking towards the furnace right now. And it's not a furnace that says Auschwitz on it. It says socialism.
Good for you. Good for you, Cordie.
God bless you. Love this woman. Cute, and she's got a great looking t-shirt on. But it's going towards socialism, and what people don't realize is there's a bus, and that bus has enough tickets for everybody to turn the son of a bitch around and head back towards freedom. But that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take for people to start to move the needle and change this. We can sit on the sidelines, we can hand out jock straps and Gatorade, we can pass it on to somebody else, and we can say, it's not my time, I don't know how to do it, what do I do? Or we can say, you know what, I'm going to step into the muscle that is weak, I'm going to step into change, and on the other side of that is a transformation for our families and for our country. And that's what I want you guys to get. And that's what 1776 Forever Free is about. When I was on that megaphone talking down those riot gear police, it wasn't because I hate police officers, because I love our country. I love Marines, airmen, I love National Guard, Coast Guard, moms, firefighters, police officers. But I don't like people that in the face of tyranny, they stick their head between their legs and they cower in fear.
Yeah, that's right.
And unfortunately, with our First Amendment rights, there's so many churches that are doing that right now. And I think they're just finally realizing and maybe waking up with this second push while people are killing babies. And they're shutting down churches. But you can go and you can smoke a bong, right? You can light up a bong, you can light up a, what do they call it, a doobie. You can light up a doobie, you can do all sorts of stuff. You can destroy your immune system with alcohol. And I partake, by the way. I do that, right? And that's okay. The scamdemic and the virus, the most intelligent virus in epidemiological history, right? It won't impact you if you're there. You're fine, right? And it's so funny, right? If we're wearing our facial condom because we listen to the fear porn, you can wear the facial condom. When you lift the facial condom up to eat your pretzels on Southwest Airlines, that I've almost been kicked off of 4 times. They waited on the tarmac for 15 minutes. And I called my buddy who does flight control at San Diego. I said, hey Chris, I need you to take care of this for me, okay? And literally I could hear the pilot saying obscenities to the flight attendant about how stupid it was that we were waiting on the ground for me because I had my medical exemption letter from Dr. Tom LaGuardia. Yeah, I don't know who he is either. pandemic, they were keeping me there. Meanwhile, people are eating their peanuts because this virus is killing everybody, right? They're eating their peanuts and they got their facial condom up here, right? And then the whole time, their eyes, right? Their eyes aren't covered, right? Their nose isn't covered, and everybody's pausing to drink their water. I mean, you couldn't create it. It's almost like out of a movie. It really is. But that shows you how powerful the fear porn is. Hashtag fake news. And the mind control. And so what I want you to get, and I'm sorry I cussed in front of this beautiful lady. I get passionate sometimes. She's right. She's like, I know her 2 seconds, but I feel like she's my mom and my sister and my grandmother at the same time. Right? But join the movement. Seriously. You guys seriously join the movement. Get out to these rallies, okay? They're all over the United States. 1776 Forever Free. If you want to support us, what you can do if you want to support us is you can buy a t-shirt, 29 bucks. Follow us, 1776foreverfree.com, okay? And the next thing that we're doing, starting probably Tuesday or Wednesday, the website's going to be done for www.thefreedomtourusa.com. We're starting out in Huntington on August 15th. My business partner, Chris Libby, and Jessica JD. Then we're going to Denver, Colorado. Then we're going to Missouri, where my friend Dr. Eric Naputi is going to be helping me out in Missouri. Then we're going to Florida, where I'm going to call him out right now because he told me through text he was going to do it, where Dr. Jason Dean's going to be helping me in Florida, my boy Jason Dean. And then we're finishing out at the Lincoln Memorial on October 17th, okay, in D.C. So we can't do it without you guys. We need your participation. Start looking at flights. Start thinking about which ones you want to go to. Because the more the merrier. And I'm telling you, my PR person is salivating at Fox News and Fox Nation and how this is going to blow up. All right? But we need you guys. Seriously, we need you guys, okay? I love you guys so much. Questions real quick?
All of that information, that
Yes, ma'am.
dates and locations be on that website? The 1776?
No, they're going to be on the freedomtourusa.com site. Well, yes, they will. Don't listen to me. I have people way smarter than me. Her name's Claudia back there. She handles all the stuff. I'm like, how do you do a link tree? What is that? Instagram. You got to tag it and do the IGTV. And then I pointed the wrong way and it's pointed at the urinal or something, right? That's what happens. Judy, you know what I mean, right? You're like fumbling around. I'm just like, let me just get on stage and pull it. But at any rate, God bless you guys. Appreciate you so much. Summer, thank you. Thank you to everybody at this event, and I'll see you guys in the Q&A.
Alright, so if you guys don't know, I'll just introduce myself really quick. I grew up in a worldly home, no faith, values that didn't stand on anything, kind of a place raised by the culture, and of course, you know, being a spiritual person with no spiritual foundation, found myself in some pretty crazy situations, but I ended up being a holistic health practitioner and a tree hugger and love the earth, right? And life ended up leading me directly to Jesus. And so I'm so grateful. I went from thinking like, oh God, he's charming, to, oh crap, I just got duped. I've had my wake-up calls all along the way, right? And so I'm here, and so if there's anybody in this room, no matter where you are on the spectrum of what you know or don't know, or what side of politics you stand on, don't want you to feel like you should be uncomfortable here. That's why I wanted to go ahead and say that, okay? So New California State is something that I got involved in, and just really quickly how that happened was, so I found out a lot of information about SB 277, right, and about vaccine policies and school policies, and so I went to the Capitol, and when I was at the Capitol for SB 18, I met Orlene Kurla. She is the president of the California Eagle Forum, or Eagle Forum in California, and she's like, wow, you know a lot about this subject. Would you come talk at our state conference? And I said, well, sure, I'll come talk at your state conference. And so I went to that. That was back in 2017. And that's where I met Paul Preston of Agenda 21 Radio. So, so if you don't know about Agenda 21, I'm sure we can have many people in this audience help you out. But anyway, so that's what he was doing at the time, and he was also introducing this idea of, he's been a part of something called the Jefferson Movement, which was to split up California, and then realized that that wasn't the constitutional way, and so he started a new California state. And I said, yes, I want to be involved in that, not right now. And so they kind of continued to build their backbones, and 8 years in the making, here we are. So I'm about to give you a very quick presentation. I'll try not to take up too much of your time, because I know we're all standing around, and we want to get to the movies. So I'm just going to quickly try to go through these slides and just tell you what New California State is. So Paul Preston, I already told you, and Chris Street, our president and vice president. That's not president of New California State. That is president of the movement for New California State. We don't have a president, right? We have a governor. So a governor is elected. We will continue to follow the Constitution and to do everything just the way that